Well, that show certainly existed. I'm John Rethlin with my review of WWE Smackdown, as well as my WWE TLC 2020 predictions. It's not that I don't care about the pay-per-view, except I really don't. There's a couple matches I think might be good to even possibly great in a car crash fashion, but they need to eliminate the December pay-per-view, move TLC to October, eliminate the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view match concept, and use that concept when a feud calls for it. Instead of the annual event where shit, we can do 1, wait 2, wait 3, and totally water down the Hell in a Cell match concept. But that's another story for another day. This was very much just a basic go-home show. And I will say this, Smackdown next week falls on Christmas. I hope they're going to tape it and give the wrestlers and the crew and everybody the holidays off and just fucking do that. Honestly, that's what they should do. Because it's not, the ratings are certainly not going to be very big on Christmas. And it's going to have to be a phoned-in show anyway, because again, everybody should be able to spend time with their family. So anyway, we get recaps of the whole Owens Reigns saga. The fake crowd noise was fucking horseshit. And this show was like 85% Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns. Now, I understand they're trying to juice this thing up. I don't fucking care. Because I don't buy that Kevin Owens is going to beat Roman Reigns. Or do I? You have to wait for my predictions. But anyway, there's tables, ladders, and chairs around ringside. Almost like they're trying to tell us something in a very subtle way. Subtle like a goddamn brick to the head. And then here's Owens to say he's ready to go to war on Sunday. He will not quit. He will become Universal Champion. Heyman appears on the screen, talking about eliminating and eradicating Kevin Owens because he is dangerous to Roman Reigns, and if he won't quit, he has to be destroyed. I must predict you. And then Owens says, okay, he's not going to come to me, I'm going to come to him. Ha! Phrasing. And then Adam Pearce is trying to stop him. Well, hey, don't do this. The pay-per-view is 2 days away. Okay, so he goes to Roman Reigns' locker room. Owens does. There's a TV right outside there that already has Roman Reigns' entrance, graphics and everything synced up. So Owens saw that. Why didn't he just immediately march back out there? Yes, they're in Tampa Bay Devil Rays Stadium, but the Thunderdome isn't that big. Like, he could easily find Roman Reigns. He could have easily stopped him as he was making his entrance. There was just no goddamn logic here. And Owens sees him come out on TV, and then Reigns cuts a good promo. He's really cut good promo since becoming the whole tribal chief. Owens comes down, and Jey Uso attacks him. We get two Samoan cousins, beating down one Caucasian Canadian in Tampa Bay. News at 10. And this accomplished nothing because I didn't care anymore about seeing this match than I did before they did this. And also, it was endless padding. I understood what they were trying to do, but then they fucking did it again at the end of the show. Just nullifying everything that they did here. So anyway, we then get, backstage, we get Roman to Jey. Take him out. I don't want to see him anymore. That's worked out so well in the past. It's not that Jey hasn't done good in this role, but he hasn't kept Kevin Owens down. We then get somebody named Clark Duke. Apparently he's in that new Croods movie, and I don't really care. I got nothing against the guy, but I was like, why is he there? Is that the one celebrity that return their calls? I don't fucking get it. Street Profits versus Rude and Ziggler for the SmackDown tag titles. Take everything I said about Montez Ford and Dolph Ziggler from last week, copy and paste it here. They're good athletes. I have no desire to see Ziggler in any kind of featured match in 2020 or 2021 or any year after that. I like Rude. Street Profits are good athletes, but I hate the act. And the blue waffle cups, I don't fucking get it. And we get a dreaded roll-up after Rude tried to hold the tights. Then he gets rolled up. Most devastating maneuver in all of professional wrestling. Montez holds the tights. The champions, the babyface champions, cheat. But then again, turnabout is fair play. Rude and Ziggler are arguing with the referee, that is. And then Jey attacks Owens with a chair. This will be a recurring theme. Bianca says she will beat Bayley. Spoiler alert, she didn't. Ruby and Liv versus Billie, Kay, and Tamina. A Snuka around 3 women. Oh, fucking dear. Tamina has spent a lot of time on the goddamn injured reserve list. More time than Rey Mysterio did from 2006 to 2014 when he left. I get it. Look, I don't want anybody to lose their goddamn job, but Tamina should be in some kind of trainer role or something. Because she ain't any good in the goddamn ring. She's never really been good in the fucking ring, but she didn't even take the pin here. Billie Kay took the pin. What is this going to accomplish? Who is going to come up and team with her? Dear God, it's going to be Eva Marie, isn't it? They're going to, saddle Billie Kay with Eva Marie. I didn't really care about this. And then we have Carmella's Tigress-like entrance, because I need to be reminded of Tigress from WCW 2000. Carmella's Champagne Toast. I would love to see her try to spell champagne. She's the color of champagne. It's like she took a bottle of champagne and sprinkled it all over. It's like piss, and Corey approves. So they did 20 takes of this promo, and this was the best one, by the way. Carmella had enough material for maybe a minute, and this went 5. You can't have promos go that long no matter how much you're trying to pad a show. Sasha then shows up. This was embarrassing. And the hired hell, 12 years of Mellow is what we're about to get. Sasha is attacking him. She gets another champagne bottle to the back. I'm amazed they didn't make their match on Sunday a champagne bottle on a pole match. If they fucking do that, by the way, if they make that match happen for the pay-per-view, I apologize in advance. So, anyway, Jay then attacks Owens in the trainer's room. And then we get Otis with Gable versus Nakamura with Cesaro. I wrote, remember when Nakamura actually meant something? I don't mind Otis getting kind of a retool because he wasn't entertaining to me, so if they're trying to make him more of a serious role, that's fine. I don't know if this is going to do any good for Gable. It's better than Shorty G. That's really the only time you're going to hear me saying that. But yeah, Otis wins. It was what it was. And then he's trying to help him hydrate later. Big E then sees a bunch of little Sammys or whatever, little Sammy awards for this award show where, you know, it has a Slammys, it's a Sammys. And Big E gets this grin on his face like he wants to polish Sammy's little man. Have fun on seeing that. And the 2020-2021 shit with them beating the superstars beating up graphics. Snot graphic of 2021. Or 2020, that is. Whatever. It's fucking stupid. Sammy Awards. Well, Jack Tunney mentioned. That gets a pop right there. Year in review. It's all about Sammy. Sammy. He wins 2 awards, and then Big E hits switch 1 envelope. Wins Superstar of the Year. And then throws Sammy down the ramp. And it was funny. I think we're going to get this match on the pay-per-view, probably. Or maybe next week. We then get a Bayley promo. She doesn't brag about what she does. She just wins. I mean, she's a heel. She's supposed to say that. Bayley versus Bianca. It was fine. Match was fine. I have a problem with Bianca losing because Bayley cheated. My only issue is that Bayley did lose to Natalya in a stupid way, and I love Natalya. And now Bianca just suddenly loses. I'm not going to go burying here because at least Bayley cheated. She didn't beat her clean. It's a bit odd, but it is what it is. I mean, you probably should have just juiced Bayley up anyway, you know, as far as like keeping her hot and then have Bianca beat her. But they're probably going to build that up and maybe have Bianca eliminate her at the Rumble. They only have a month away. WWE never hot shots things. Except they totally do. Roman's final message to Owens. More TLC hype. Him and Jay bury Owens under a whole bunch of stuff. And tables, ladders, and all that shit. And beat him with a chair and then go backstage. And then Owens gets out from under there and says, I'm going to beat you for the Universal title or I'm going to die trying. Don't do an actual death on pay-per-view, WWE. 2020's already been bad enough. So, you already did that over the Edge 99 when you continued a pay-per-view after Owen passed. Fucking hell, cheap-ass Vince. Anyway, wasn't a good episode. Moving on. Now, TLC Predictions. This is as of this recording, so if they add anything, please let me know in the comments. New Day versus Hurt Business. I believe it is Shelton and Cedric. And for the Raw Tag titles, the Hurt Business have to win. If they don't win, this is the point. I don't know who the fuck else is going to beat the New Day if the Hurt Business don't win with how long this has been going. And Kofi's selling this injury. So Hurt Business are going to win. Sasha versus Carmella for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Unless they suddenly make this a champagne bottle on a pole match. Please don't. Please don't rehire Vince Russo or use any of his ideas. Sasha's got to win. Carmella has no business being anywhere near the championship because she's not any good. She has regressed in the goddamn ring. Sasha has to win. Nyaya and Shaina versus Asuka and somebody. It's either going to be Naomi. I would say a returning Charlotte, but very unlikely. If they have Eva Marie come back and be Asuka's partner, it's going to be fucking atrocious. Absolutely fucking atrocious. Have it be Naomi. Somebody came up with this idea. Jeremy, I think it was you. That have, you know, Naomi and Asuka win. Have Naomi be the partner. Have Naomi suddenly turn on Asuka about 2 months in and reveal to be a member of the Hurt Business. And that would work. They need a female member and she could go after her Raw Women's Championship. Plus, the Women's Tag Team Championships don't mean anything anyway. So I like that idea. But I think Asuka and Naomi or whoever, but I'm going to tell you right now, if it's Eva Marie, then I honestly hope that Eva takes a goddamn pin. So we then get the Fiend versus Orton Firefly Inferno match. This suddenly was just made an Inferno match. Just out of the blue. Nothing. I know this is based on the fact that Orton burned down the shed. Cool. Whatever. Fiend. Fiend wins. He sets Orton's Viper on fire. That sounds painful. I've heard of fire crotch, but that's ridiculous. That's a hot member, shall we say. Moving on from that. Fiend wins. Drew versus Styles. TLC match. Drew has to win. There's no reason for Styles to win. I love Styles. I think he's going to be done sooner rather than later, in all honesty. But Drew should win and continue. Then he can have that feud with Sheamus. And Reigns versus Owens, TLC match for the Universal Championship. Roman's going to win. Now, if Roman does happen to lose, it's going to be hot shot right back to him. But I think they're going to just keep it on him, and then Owens just going to be upper mid-card, which is fine. So that's what I think is going to happen. I think it is going to be just basically, we're going to have a couple championships change hands, but realistically, I don't care about this pay-per-view. I'm sorry, I don't. Anyway, agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm Charles Retlin. I'll see you soon.